In this video, I'll talk about how to partially replace antifreeze. This method works and is suitable for a lot of cars. I perform all the procedures on a 1.6 HDI diesel engine with 120 horsepower. For this example, I chose the Peugeot 308 in the T9 body style. This procedure is done, as they say, without a single drop. So, the first thing I would like to talk about, that, objectively, this method is not the correct one. And so you won't be able to replace all the antifreeze. So this is what a partial replacement is. However, with the right approach or under certain circumstances, this method can be quite helpful. Depending on your engine, choose a container to drain the antifreeze into. Old antifreeze. This engine, specifically the DW6FC, holds no more than 5.5 liters of antifreeze, so a 4-liter container is sufficient. We perform the procedure on a cooled engine. We unscrew the cap of the expansion tank, thereby relieving the pressure in the system, and then screw it back on. Next, we locate the vent. It might be a bit different for you, but the essence of the matter doesn't change. We remove it, and in its place we insert the compressor hose into the opening. And at the end, in my case, a nozzle for inflating children's toys and inflatable mattresses worked perfectly. Before starting the procedure, decide how much antifreeze you will be replacing. This is necessary so that you don't drain excess. For example, if you bought 4 liters of new antifreeze, it makes sense to drain 4 liters of the old one. I think you got the logic. After that, we insert the end of the vent into a bottle. If your engine has a plastic one like mine, be careful with it so you don't accidentally break it. Well, that's basically it. Insert the compressor into the expansion tank and turn it on briefly. And here's the main rule. If you don't want things to turn out like they did for me, then don't remove the compressor hose from the expansion tank. As long as there's pressure there. Otherwise, it will be a bit wet and messy. Well, seriously, we turned on the compressor for about 5 seconds. We turned it off and wait for the liquid to drain into the bottle. Everything is as simple as possible. The only nuance is that due to the small bend of the hose, it's a bit inconvenient to do this alone on this particular engine. I need a third hand. But as you can see, it's quite doable. There's nothing more to add here. Do you want to change, let's say, almost all of the antifreeze? Drain as much as you can until the vent starts hissing. We poured in the new antifreeze, and while it hasn't mixed with the remnants of the old one, we applied pressure and pumped out the old stuff again. I understand that you won't be able to replace all the antifreeze with new stuff, but let's say it's quite easy to significantly refresh the old one. For example, manufacturers recommend changing antifreeze once every 2 years, once every 3 years. Some instructions say once every 45,000, and I think you will agree. What to change right in the pit. From below, drain everything. Everything is dirty, everything is wet. This, of course, is a good and correct thing, but as an option, right in front of the entrance or on the grass in the village under shashlik, this method has the right to exist. Or maybe you're just grumpy and not so nice. A reseller, and in just a few minutes the antifreeze looked brand new. Or did something happen to you on the highway? We poured some kind of magic chemical into the expansion tank, but very soon we realized that something was off, just like on the highway. Drain the antifreeze. That's exactly what I'm saying. In short, I'm not calling for anything, just sharing that there's an alternative option. Share your thoughts in the comments. And I almost forgot, after draining the antifreeze, you'll need to bleed the air out of the car, so make sure to find out how to do that in advance, specifically for this engine. I've already made a video, the link is in the description. That's all I have today. Thank you all for watching, and goodbye everyone.